Welcome to the SWOT analysis for Wynn Resorts. The following SWOT analysis can provide multiple benefits for Wynn Resorts, which include, but are not limited to, insight into where the business can focus to grow, advertising and marketing focus on areas to create a competitive advantage in the marketplace, and a look ahead to see looming threats and react proactively. Let's dive deeper, shall we, and analyze Wynn Resorts SWOT. Quite possibly the biggest strength is the expertise of Steve Wynn. He has a repertoire of great successes, including the Mirage, Treasure Island, and the breathtaking Bellagio. Wynn is a man who is obsessed with details and continually strives for perfection. He has over 30 years' experience in Las Vegas with contacts, alliances, and knowledge that could not be easily replaced. He is a very hands-on CEO. Closely related is the management team in itself at Wynn Resorts. They have a tremendous amount of experience with building quality resort casinos. Many followed Wynn when he left the Mirage, so there seems to be a sense of loyalty there. There is a high brand appeal. Wynn Resorts' brand is synonymous with luxury in the casino market, and it capitalizes on its reputation appealing to a high-end market. Another strength is the high-end customers with differentiated services. Wynn's ideal client is what is referred to as a whale, also known as the risk-friendly, deep-pocketed, high-roller gambler. The tip pooling system is yet another strength. The new tip pooling policy will ensure that pit bosses and table supervisors will have more invested in keeping high-rolling gamblers happy, which helps keep a line with Wynn's target customers. Wynn is also the owner of the only 18-hole golf course. That is huge. He also has a competitive advantage in Macau due to the executive involvement of Steve Wynn. Now, Wynn Resorts is one of the 4 license holders, and gaming licenses are difficult to acquire due to government regulations and limited availability. Wynn also has a significant portion of land. And Wynn Resorts, the last strength, is brand loyal. The continuous promotion of the brand is part of Wynn's overall company strategy. There are many weaknesses posed for Wynn Resorts. First and foremost is the reliance on Steve Wynn. If Steve Wynn left the company for any other reason than his death or severe disability, the resort would lose all lines of credit. Something needs to be done to address this pressing issue, and it needs to be done now. There is a missed opportunity regarding the large customer base of the middle income group. They account for a majority of the market, and Wynn seems unwilling at the moment to focus on them, preferring to target the whale customers. The services of Wynn are not mandatory, really. And Macau Resort is subject to face strict rules by the Macau government. Another weakness: the Macau land concession poses additional threats. Under this agreement, Wynn Macau is leasing the 16 acres from the government of Macau for 25 years. If the government takes back the land, the long-term lease plans of Wynn Resorts would be derailed, possibly leaving them with high debt and no means to repay. If the government does not take back the land, the concession may be renewed, but the semi-annual payments to use the land could substantially increase, taking away from Wynn Resorts' bottom line. Cash flow, another weakness. It's going to be an issue going forward with development efforts underway on their next projects, and 2 casinos currently not producing revenue. Money will indeed be tight. And lastly, consumer behavior in Macau is largely different than that in Las Vegas. They stay shorter periods at hotels, often 1 or 2 nights. Wynn needs people in the casinos for longer periods of time. Now, this may change, but it won't happen overnight. There are a few opportunities available for Wynn Resorts. The first would be if the relaxed laws by Macau government went through. The Chinese citizens from certain urban and economically developed areas would be able to visit Macau without tour groups and would now be allowed to bring more money into Macau. They could enter in new markets where the population is even older. The older you get, apparently, the more you like to gamble. Currently in the United States, the baby boomers are in the process of retiring. They are healthier, wealthier than earlier generations, and have greater spending power. Gambling in itself is also becoming more socially acceptable. Lastly, Wynn Resorts could start business in other countries where the licensing is a little more flexible. Those are the opportunities. Significant threats are posed to Wynn Resorts. First and foremost, there is an increase in global and local competition. With increased global competition, it will be imperative for Wynn Resorts to maintain its social status and high brand image to attract and retain the whale customers. If they go elsewhere, it will be a substantial loss for the company. There are strict regulations on gaming resorts, and of course, government control. Under Wynn Resorts' agreement with the government of Macau, the government has the right at any time to assume temporary custody and control over the operation of a casino in certain circumstances. The operation of Macau will expire in June 2017, and the relaxed laws open the doors for new entrants, increasing competition in the area. Taxes is another threat. Now, taxes in Macau are imposed on gaming revenue and not on net income. And if Wynn Resorts is not able to collect on its gaming debts, this is going to prove to be a problem, as taxes are due in Macau with revenue regardless of debt money being received. The last two threats are there are stricter visa and passport requirements after 9/11. This can affect tourism, people coming from outside your country to visit your resort. And lastly, if the efforts to legalize gaming in Thailand or Taiwan are successful, Wynn will face competition from the surrounding area, reducing the level of potential profits, and could lose key employees to more attractive employment opportunities elsewhere in Asia.